Good morning, all you fabulous people. I am going to do a earlier market watch because I am going to be on the road today. So I wanted to get this out before I leave for work. But I wanted to start off the morning by talking about Marble Dragons, especially the big three here. They are slowly trickling down. Tomotai, the last sold a week or so ago, was around, or about a month ago, was two of these was 125. Now he's about 110, dropping 106. Dominia as well is dropping, sold about a month and a half ago, 130, so it's already dropped $30 there. The Optimi has also been at, dropped another $5 or so. The other dragons are holding pretty well, around $15. I still think these probably come down a little bit more. All of these, as Dromai officially LLs, I don't know if she LL'd this past weekend, but she is going to LL this ProQuest season, pretty much guaranteed. So just keep an eye out on these. These probably keep dropping, or as soon as the news comes out, she drops a lot more. Balance of Justice, last week we talked about it, was about 160. The 125, there's only one at 125 already. Pick this up if you need it. I think this card goes back up. The cold foil also has been moving. There's only 12 listings on the market as well. Cold foil is at 250. I did get my cold foil at 160. It turned out it is about, it's probably lightly played. It has a little nick at the top, but for 160, when this was a 220 last week when I bought it, I'll take a $160 cold foil. So the risk paid off. You can, TCG Player covers a lot of issues, so I was okay with taking that risk. So just keep that in mind when you do buy some of these lower end sellers or sellers with low sales or low ratings. That TCG Player kind of has your back. We already talked about that. Already Dead. Last week we had Already Dead at nearly $60. The market replenished a little bit. There's a few non-foils at $40 a piece. I think you probably want to pick these up at this price. This is, I think, a fair price, maybe a little lower, but I think I wouldn't take the risk of the stock getting depleted again. So I would go ahead and pick up these. Berserk, after its ban, plummeted to through the ground and is at its all-time low again, basically. I'd pick these up. Maybe there's a world that Living Legend this becomes usable. 15 cents for a rainbow foil copy of a card that LSS thinks is too broken to be in the current meta, I think is pretty good. I may pick up a few extra copies myself just to sit around and maybe all of a sudden a Brute becomes the best deck in Living Legend down the road. In a kind of similar vein, I do think Skullcrack is kind of underrated at $2.65. This is one of the better 6 attacks that you can discard or just kind of draw and discard into with like Blood Rush Bellow or like Wild Ride, Pulping, that kind of stuff, because it gets you an extra resource. Not always relevant, but I think this is just a great card to auto-include in your deck. It's great for Intimidates, for Rhydar, and stuff like that. So, if you're going to discard a card, you might discard one that gets you an extra resource. Codex of Frailty is the little book that could go into the moon. This card was $95, I believe, yesterday, maybe 2 days ago. There was some that sold, oh my gosh, Rainbow Foils sold over $100 for one copy. Good God. This is crazy. I don't think this is the best assassin card, just so we're clear. But does a singular majestic command? This is Command and Conquer level pricing for just to put that in perspective, I think a lot of people are wanting to play new from the looks of it. I don't condone you buying these, but if you absolutely want to play new, I would say hold off. These get replenished. Hold on. Probably down the road when she actually comes out, and I'm guessing they return to probably 60, 50, $40 even. But this card, I think the other thing that's hurting this card's availability is Outsiders is kind of rough to open. I think also the Majestic count per box is also lower than a lot of other sets, as well as the EV of this Outsiders is very poor because there's a lot of legendaries that are like $10 basically, and even the cold foils are about 20. So this, if you can get boxes of Outsiders for maybe $40 or so, it may be hard to find, but one card basically pays for a box, maybe two depending on your buy price of the box. Keep your eye out on this. I would not buy these. These have to come back down, and definitely don't be buying those rainbow foils over $100 for a singular Majestic in a Fab 2.0 set. That's nuts. Light of Soul has a little boost. I assume this is due to Prism gaining popularity with Dromai LLing. There was a lot of hype around these in Library in a deck that I believe Lucas was running that did decently well. So keep your eye on this. I can't imagine this goes much higher than this either. But it is a fable of another kind of underappreciated set in Fab 2.0, according to a lot of people I've heard talking about it. I really like Dusk Till Dawn. I think it's one of my favorite sets. Ancestral Harmony, Heavy Hitters expansion slot card. It went up quite a bit as well. $14 for the non-foil on the market right now. The rainbow foil is $20, and then it goes to $30. This card is basically depleted from the market. There's 10 left on the market. Keep your eye on these. I think these probably keep going unless the stock replenishes, but we know how expansion slot cards go. They're pretty limited. And this is spec into combo, which Brian Gottlieb did mention that Zen has some pretty crazy combo lines. This also is good in Katsu, and if combo lines are coming out, Katsu may also get a huge buff. So keep your eye on this. It's a blue block 3, so it fits really well for Kodachis. Just watch out for that. Hold the Line is also continuing to go up. 22 for a lightly played non-foil. And the rainbow foil is $30. Once again, there's only 11 on the market here, 11 listings. So the supply is thin again. If these don't get replenished again, it probably gets another bump to probably $30, $40. So watch out for this. It probably keeps going. I think this card is basically an auto-include in all decks right now, mainly because of Dromai and KO, but also if these ninjas become popular at Art of War, Masculine Momentum triggers, Ancestral Empowerment, and just there's a lot of card draw in the meta. I even used Balance of Justice and Hold the Line against an Azalea yesterday because with Death Dealer, they were drawing a card, and then they also got Ponder tokens, so this triggers at the end phase, and you can get your Balance of Justice to trigger off the Ponder token. So, excuse me, Hold the Line I think is just a very good card in a lot of decks, same with Balance of Justice. Art of War is on the rise. 37 for moderately paid copy is kind of rough. $40 for a near mint. These, if Zen becomes crazy or any of the ninjas take off, this card goes bonkers because a lot of people like playing ninja because it's for the most part pretty simple. You play your hand and arsenal a card or so, and just kind of throw all your cards at them and until they're dead. That's why Fi was so popular. He was very easy to get into, as well as very strong. So, Art of War, keep your eye on this. I don't like buying moderately played copies because that usually means they're pretty dinged. I would spend the extra $3 on for a near mint, but keep your eye on these. The white borders maybe. Let's check on those real quick. Yeah, buy your white borders right now. You save yourself $10 basically on white border. I think that's worth it. I may end up ordering some here once I get off, actually. Command & Conquer is also on the rise. Excuse me, sorry. $94. I think this was back up to $95 around Pro Tour time, and it's back on the rise. I'm assuming this is because of Pro Quest, so watch out for these. This is just a staple. If you don't have them by now, you probably have to bite the bullet. But if you have a set, I would hold off on buying multiples, that kind of thing. What can I say? It's just Command & Conquer. Scepter of Pain, kind of interesting. I think Vincent and Viscerai, kind of an OTK, is been kind of looming in the darkness here. A few have sold at like $3, $6, $5, and has popped to nearly $9. Not very many on the market. For the cold foil, just watch out for this. This may take off if the Rune Blades start to do well, especially the OTK. Mischievous Meeps, on a similar notion. The rainbow foil kind of took a little bump, a couple bucks here and there, to $3.50. I think this is just a good generic card, especially in ninjas. It basically commands a card, otherwise they draw a card. It is a 1 cost though to attack, so that gets kind of in a weird spot, but it does start in a draw card, so you can't just ignore it. And if you set this up for like Mask of Momentum or other things, this also can be pretty crazy. Widespread Annihilation, the rainbow foil EAs, which are extremely rare by the way in Dusk Till Dawn, went from like $23 to $30, and there's only 4 listings on the market, and they're all around $40. I could see this taking off, especially if Vincent is gonna, people like her, into the new meta. So keep your eye on these. Thank you guys. Have a fantastic Monday, and catch you again. Bye.